back again, ECSports, episode 5, me and my partner Dion. Just want to tell you guys something before we get the show kicked off. We did compromise on a daytime scenario. We're going to be on Wednesdays at 9 o'clock.
Wednesdays at 9 p.m. It's going to be the podcast and the video downloaded. So anytime someone says, what time's your show on? Wednesday at 9 o'clock. And then obviously the podcasts are always listenable. Is that right?
Yeah. It's a word tonight.
Yeah.
So you'll be able to listen to those on iTunes, you know, if you want to listen to it on Wednesday night. Maybe catch it on Thursday morning on your way to work, dropping the kids off at school.
We'll be live Wednesday, but you can catch the podcast anytime. And we'll have it on both of our Facebook pages.
That's correct.
All right, and Instagram. So let's get to the shit. Have to be a little more better with my language. Fuck that. Go ahead.
So, first and foremost, I want to address the Cubs. I'm actually really, things are starting to look up, in my opinion. 2 nights in a row, we hit the ball well. Tonight we ran into a little trouble with relief, but at the same time, I like what I'm seeing. I think the youngsters are, you know, since they got brought up, Eddie Butler pitched 6 scoreless the other night.
He's a basketball man.
Yeah, he does. And then Ian Happ struggled a bit at the plate tonight, but, you know, his debut, he hit a homer. Last night hit a homer, helping us win the game. So I just think that, you know, the team's actually starting to come together. I know there's a lot of people worried out there. Me personally, I think I'll start to panic if we are still struggling towards the ending days of July.
Yeah.
Usually we get hot in the summer. Joe Matt is notorious for having, you know, strong July. So that's when I'll worry, you know, if we still run into some problems. But at the same time, I think there's a lot to learn here.
At the end of the day, how many people in this generation would say that they would be worried about the Cubs being 500?
Right.
Back in the day, that was like, oh shit, the Cubs are 500. The thing is, when you win the World Series, you got a freaking monkey on your back now. Everybody expects something, but what I heard the other day was like the last 4 World Series winners didn't even make the freaking playoffs the next year.
Right.
Which is weird, but, I mean, we got faith. St. Louis is going to tank or do something stupid. So it's only like month 2. So calm down on the Cub, oh my God, what do we do situation. Now with the Sox, on the other hand, yeah, that's the joke. Right. You know, I have people like telling me, oh, did you see the Sox are in first place? Dude, really? Are you freaking kidding me right now? So stop with that. So at the end of the day, calm down with the Cubs are, you know, going to be in a situation.
Right. And the funny thing about that is people forget it's 162 games. You know, I'm listening to the radio, you know, and you got guys calling in, and they're like, you know, we're 5 games back, and you know, if we get to 10 games back, you gotta think the season's over.
Chicago fan.
And at 10 games back, the season is not over. I can assure you that. With 40 games under our belt, with 120 left to play. I mean, it's just an absolute joke.
So there's no need to talk about, so what do you think the problem is?
Right.
And, what do you think is going on with them? Bro, they're like where they should be. I mean, you couldn't expect them to come out the gate 20-0. You know, give them a chance. Some of the guys are still getting their mechanics down, including, you know, Jake, not from State Farm. And we got to be patient, you know, at the end of the day. So with that being said, when do you think they're going to make their push?
I personally think they're going to make their push. Like I said, I think mid-July is when you're really going to see them come on. Mm-hmm. By that point, they should be, you know, approaching August is when I think that you may see a deal made.
Yeah.
And not only that,
Deal for starting pitching.
Yeah, I think that shopping Baez could be the correct option.
Really?
I know a lot of people don't like to hear that.
Who takes his spot?
The reason, well, you could put Ian Happ there. You could then put Zobrist down at second, and then throw Elmore out in the outfield. He's
But
proven to be an
Baez, you should
everyday
be able to
starter.
get a legit
Pitcher, yeah, absolutely. And you know,
But what if he turns into like A-Rod, bro?
honestly,
I
here's
mean,
the problem.
pre-steroid.
This guy is an unbelievable fielder. There's no question about it.
Okay.
The major issue is that his plate discipline is poor, and he swings at nearly every single pitch.
Okay.
As a pitcher, opposing pitcher, I would never throw him a legitimate strike
Because he'll swing.
because he'll either swing or once in a while he'll take the walk. Good for him, but I would never give the guy anything to hit.
Yeah.
You give him something to hit once in a while, he's got power, he puts it out of the park. Otherwise, he's just the plate discipline is brutal, and I think that as good of a fielder he is, he's at second base, which is
Okay.
a position where you can, it doesn't have to be the greatest fielder
Yeah.
at second. So, plus the depth is so
Yeah.
high on the Cubs
It's super deep.
that it's just they are so deep. They could put it doesn't matter. They could put Happ at second. They could put Zobrist at second. They could they could do whatever the hell they want pretty much right now.
Yeah. So, do you think ECSports is a biased show? Because I've been told by some of the people that listen that we never talk about the White Sox. We only talk about the Bulls and the Cubs and some boxing here and there.
Well, to those people,
We never talk about the hacks. That's how you say the hacks. Nobody talks about the black hacks.
well,
Why don't you guys talk about the hacks?
the Hawks are out of season.
Yeah.
If you want
They
to talk
got
about the
swept.
Hawks, we'll talk about the Hawks. The Hawks got swept. They got swept by the Predators, who are
Yeah.
playing phenomenal hockey out of nowhere, barely made the
But-
playoffs, and
But
Dominating.
you're defending Stanley Cup champs. You got swept in the first round. But go ahead.
exactly. So, I mean, there's not much I could talk about there. The Sox, you want to talk about the Sox? I'll give you this for the Sox. The Sox are in first, 40 games in. I'm not.
Are they still?
I don't know if they still are.
I had to keep up with their standing.
They were in first. I heard about it for a week.
Mm-hmm.
That was enough for me.
Yeah.
But but the bottom line is this. I will say this to the Sox fans. The Sox have surprised me by the way they've been playing.
Okay.
I'm not saying they're playing good, but if you asked me what the Sox were going to do, at this point I would have said they maybe had 10 wins.
Yeah.
So I think they're playing better than I had
They're
anticipated.
playing applicable.
And even to you fans, I know you guys
Amicable.
want to sit there and say, oh, we knew the Sox were going to be good, blah, blah, blah.
Stop.
Don't start with that because you thought the same as us and
Yeah.
everybody else. You thought the Sox were going to be so-so.
How about this? How about they show up to their games?
Yeah.
How about that? You're in first place. I think it was even in 05, which is the only year you guys talk about. You still couldn't sell out the freaking whatever you call it. What are they called now?
The rate.
Con-
They're calling it the rate.
Oh, the
Guaranteed rate. But,
Okay.
remember the U.S. Cellular, another poor name, they called it the cell. They tried
Yeah,
to sweep it up a
exactly.
bit.
Yeah.
Now it's the rate.
Exactly. Who's still Wrigley Field. So, I mean, there, you got your 5 minutes of fame. We talked about the White Sox. Now we're going to teeter over into another topic, which everybody knows that we love, which is the NBA. We just recently had the NBA. Of course, we just recently had the NBA draft lottery. And what's your take on it? My thing is, you got the Eastern Conference Final team with the number one pick in the draft. That's crazy to me.
Yeah, I mean, it's just unbelievable that a team like that, who has made it this far in the playoffs, is able to then capture the 1 seed, and then not only capture the 1 seed, next year they have another potential spot at a top 5 pick. They have an unprotected, right? Unprotected
Yeah.
top 5, which is unbelievable. So I don't know what they're going to do, though. See, here's my thing, and this is another thing I was listening to on the radio today. Okay, so we've heard a lot about Jimmy Butler possibly going to the Celtics. Now, a lot of people are saying, are the Celtics going to trade this? Are they going to try to trade this one pick to get Butler? Or maybe they're going to, maybe because they got the one pick, they're not going to interest Butler because of the fact that the one pick could potentially be better down the road. What's your take on that?
You have to look at your team, right? So, does Jimmy Butler make your team a team that can beat LeBron James, or does this Markelle Fultz or Lonzo Ball on top of the guy that you're getting next year, is that a better fit? Or is Jimmy Butler a piece that you're going to add to the guy next year? You have to factor all of this in, because as we know right now, the way LeBron's playing, you better come correct. So,
Right.
But do I think being in the Chicago media since Jimmy got here, when he was totally different, he worked his ass off, don't get me wrong. But do I think he's worth a number one overall pick? It all depends. It depends on what you think. I mean, I'm not hating, but that's a tough one. A number one overall pick.
It is.
Straight up for Jimmy Butler.
See, and then you could even go as far to make the argument that you have Jimmy Butler, right, who is a top 15 player.
Mm-hmm.
He's a starting all-star on the
Yes.
Eastern Conference roster. And, he's a proven NBA all-star. He's a superstar.
Yeah.
Now, you can make the argument, you already have a proven superstar. Would you go with the proven superstar, or would you put your eggs in one basket and hope that the one pick isn't a bust? You know what I mean? So that's the only thing for me is, if you go with Jimmy Butler, right, you know somewhat what you're going to get next year.
True.
Where with this guy, he could be horrible.
Yeah, I mean, because they got the third pick last year, and I'm sorry, I didn't even see him in the series against us.
Right.
I forgot his name.
Tonight he played fantastic.
What's his name?
Jaron Brown, I believe.
Jaron Brown. Something like that? Yeah. Jaylen Brown. That's what it is.
He played fantastic tonight.
Okay.
He was maybe the only guy playing for the Celtics tonight.
And at the time of this show, we're obviously not live, but, you get it. At this time, we just saw LeBron kick their ass. But I just don't know if Jimmy Butler is worth the number one overall pick. Would I like it to come here so we can build? Absolutely. If you were the Bulls, I don't even like talking about them. If you were Garpax, would you make that trade? If Danny Ainge was willing to do it?
No.
Why? Because this guy loves Jimmy.
I don't love
And add in the piece of your boy, too. Get that guy out of town.
Which guy?
Your guy. Your guy, man.
Bobby?
Who's your guy? Yeah.
Bobby P?
Yeah.
You want him gone?
P. Hey, get them all out, man.
Here's my thing.
8 freaking seasons.
So you asked me would I do it, the trade, for the one seed,
you said no.
or the one pick. And I said no.
Why?
And I say no because I think that if you clear up that... Okay, we got a lot of money right now.
Do we?
We do.
No one's coming here. I'm sorry, bro.
That's another subject.
Yeah.
But we got a lot of money right now.
Okay.
If we clear up the $22.5 million for Wade.
Well, we're giving Rondo another $14 million.
Right. But if we clear up the 22.5,
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of potential in free agency.
Isn't that on him, though?
Yeah, it's on him, but, I mean, do you really think he wants to stay here?
I know, but that's a lot of money that he's not getting anywhere else. Or is he?
That's true, but then again, you have to wonder, is he going to maybe take a pay cut in order to be a contender?
He said he doesn't care about rings. He has 3. He said that out of his own mouth.
Well, then he could stay here and lose with us.
Okay. So we have a lot of money. Continue your point.
My point is, I would rather see, it goes back to what I said before, I'd rather see we keep a proven player, okay? Because we've been notoriously horrible for judgment of talent as it is. And if we grab
Since
this,
Jimmy, absolutely.
If if we grab this one pick, because he's coming here, he'll be doomed.
Yeah.
Okay, number one. Number two, like I said, we have proven talent with Jimmy, right?
Mm-hmm. But you can't.
I would rather build off of that. I mean, he says it himself. He wants to bring guys in here, right or wrong, though. You think that's an act?
Who really is going to come to Chicago? Seriously.
I don't know.
I'm not being
but
the
looking
Chicago fan,
at free agency, right?
But is Chris Paul going to come here? Do you really want?
No, I don't want Chris Paul. I would like to see a Gordon Hayward.
He's not coming here.
No, probably not. But
He's going to Boston.
But
you forgot Boston has money too, bro.
I know. See, at this point, Boston can literally run the table.
Yes.
I'm not going to disagree with that at all.
If they got Gordon Hayward in the number 1 pick, yeah, they're going to take.
I'd like to see Paul Millsap come here, to be quite honest with you.
So we'll have the second coming of Elton Brand. Okay.
Paul Millsap is a fantastic player.
That's the year I started when we got Elton Brand. He wants me to have a 180 and go back to where I started. Elton Brand.
Come on,
that's what
Paul
you're
Millsap.
getting.
Paul Millsap is a proven
does
player.
have. He is.
He's a good
but
player.
what is he going to do for us?
I don't know if he's going to do much.
All right, what is your ultimate goal as a Chicago fan? To see us get
I want to build a
seed
dynasty
and have
obviously.
LeBron put it in our ass?
No,
is that
no. I mean,
what do you see?
I
what
would
do
love
you
to build a
want?
dynasty. I would.
With around who?
I would like to build it around Jimmy Butler. I really believe that. At this point, I don't think we have a choice. I really don't.
Our building block is not here yet.
Okay, exactly. So with that being said, would you rather, if you're going to say you got two choices, right?
Mm-hmm.
Your season starts tomorrow.
Yes.
You build a team around Butler.
Lonzo Ball. Sorry, I'm not laughing at him. I would rather build a team around Lonzo Ball.
You would.
He is a distributor. I'm not talking about his dad. I'm talking about him as a player. He's a distributor. He gets his freaking teammates better, whether they're white or black. And he freaking
how about
he
that?
plays ball, man. I would
So
build
you
my
do
team.
think that Lonzo Ball's going to live up to the hype?
Yeah.
You do.
Not his father's hype. I watched the kid play. A lot of the people that talk shit haven't even watched the guy play.
I agree.
You know?
I agree. There's a lot of things I like about his game.
Come on, man. Jimmy has an attitude. I don't care.
Oh, he's
Jimmy's
definitely got an attitude. He's got an attitude that we see and even others don't see.
Package Jimmy, Bobby Portis, and that freaking Nico, whatever. If somebody's dumb enough to take that package, because if you want Jimmy, you gotta take these motherfuckers, dude.
You gotta leave my boy Bobby out of this, man.
Give me Lonzo Ball.
I want to see Bobby here.
And we'll be in the freaking lottery the next 2 years. Dynasty in 3, LeBron's gone. Championship. Yeah, I said it.
So you would do the trade then?
Dude, keeping Jimmy here, Wade leaves, you get, some second-tier free agent. You'll probably get...
See, but here's why they're not going to do that, though, either. They're not going to do that because they have made it very clear that Rondo will be back here next year. Right or wrong?
You're right. After how many games? Honestly, less than 10 games. Because he did not play half the season.
And we lost the whole
and
year.
You were there. I was there. We saw it. He was on the bench. I actually
he was a
interviewed the
DNP.
guy. Yeah.
For 3/4.
So, and we got to show our fans, some of our interviews. And Anthony, did he ever tell you his first interview? Who was your first interview, man?
Robin Lopez.
Robin Lopez. So next year, he doesn't know this. He has to get an answer from Greg Popovich and Russell Westbrook. He has to ask those two a question. How's that going to go?
Did you catch that last night?
Yeah.
With Pop?
Yes, Pop is a beast.
With Doris?
So if you can ask those guys questions and actually get more than a one-word answer, man, you're the guy.
Did you hear what Doris said to him, though?
What did she say?
She said,
Doris
Greg,
Burke, for those that don't
She
know.
said, Greg, what was your struggle there? He says, well, we couldn't score. She looks at the camera. She says back to Mike Green. She says, Mike, I think it's in my best interest to send it back to you. Back to you,
That's
Mike.
how you got to handle Pop and Westbrook.
Yeah.
Yeah. But those are stepping. Those are like good starters. And I'm getting off topic, but the main focus is this guy wants to build around Jimmy Butler, who obviously what you got this year is what you're getting. That's it. You're going to get 8th seed or less. to play LeBron and whoever thinks they're good, and then that's it. So, and we were going to get into the playoffs. So I'm going to let him start, and then I'm going to get into what my point is with the NBA and the issues, because I grew up a little older than this guy. I grew up with, although everybody knows Michael Jordan, I grew up with Jordan, Dominique Wilkins, Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, Isaiah Thomas. Those guys that I just named are all on separate teams. You know what that means? That there was NBA parity. When you went into Portland, you actually had a game to play. When you played the Bucks, they were actually good. You know what I mean? Right. Nowadays,
no nights off.
No. So go ahead, what you were saying.
Well, I think what I'm going to say is going to segue into what you're going to say. I think it's crazy. I know it's a little bit of a premature comment. But, okay, so we have Golden State up 2-0 in this series. They're now 10-0 in the playoffs. You got the Cavs now up 1-0 with a dominant performance. They're now 9-0 in the playoffs. I think that we've had this discussion earlier today. I think that we both feel as though they're both very, very able, and it's a huge possibility that they can both go 12-0 and sweep the Eastern Western Conference Finals. And then obviously we have the trilogy of the matchup for the finals. But yeah, I mean, I feel that it's 100% a possibility that they can sweep all the way through.
Mm-hmm. And I totally agree. The only issue is, who are these bums that they're playing? Okay, these guys play the entire NBA season to get to the playoffs. To do what? Get demolished by LeBron James and Steph Curry? What is your purpose as an NBA franchise to just go out there and do that? Not put up a fight. I don't even know if it's a fight or there's not any teams available right now that could handle them.
No.
You know what I mean?
And I think that the NBA is completely scratching their heads right now because the whole anticipation of the finals, which everyone said would be the finals, which will be the finals, was the Western Conference Finals. Was the Spurs versus Golden State. And then they get a Game 1 injury to the best player on the floor, for those of you watching, on the floor, okay? No Curry, no Durant. I don't want to hear about anybody else. Kawhi is the best two-way player in the league. Besides LeBron, he's the best player on the floor, okay? In that game, he was 7 for 13, 26 points, 7 boards, 7.5 minutes left in the third.
That tells you.
They were up 20. He goes out. They go on. Golden State goes on a 16-0 run. They coast it out. They win.
Terrible. Handedly
win. They handled them.
That's tough.
So, for those of you who think, these super teams, if they're so good, they got 15 guys on their roster. When the best player goes down, and that's the bottom line.
Yeah.
The Spurs, if you watch the game 2.
Disgusting. They disgusted. It was disgusting.
They look like the worst team in the league.
Yeah, they look like the freaking Globetrotters.
Right or wrong?
It was bad.
The worst team in the league.
Yeah, when you have that guy on the floor, it pairs everybody out and makes people play. And I don't know, Popovich can't even help that. Yeah, Tony Parker's out. Popovich can't coach that. He can do as best as he can, but when you got a player like Kawhi that's out, there's nothing you can do. So at the end of the day, right now it's obviously a collision course to the finals for LeBron and the Cleveland Cavaliers versus whoever you want to put in front of their name and Golden State and all you fair weather fans that love the Golden State Warriors all of a sudden because Steph Curry got the shot, yo. is you're going to see a clinic of basketball placed by the best player in the league whose 14th year is in his freaking prime. How many people can say that? You're in your 14th year and you are doing what he is doing. Recognize greatness. That's all I can say.
38 tonight.
38 tonight. So, coming up at the end of the show, remember, we are now, as of next week, going to be broadcasting at 9 p.m. every Wednesday. That is ECSports, 9 p.m. every Wednesday. And we will have our podcast downloaded for you as well. You can listen to all of the shows. Make sure you comment. Make sure you share us. Do everything. And I guarantee you, we are going to be the only podcast that you want to listen to as far as Chicago sports. All right?
Absolutely. I'm really looking forward to it. We're both very excited about the time slot being down as well as the day of the week, so you guys could plan in advance, to listen to us and, get on here. And our whole thing is we really, really, really encourage interaction.
Yeah.
We want you guys to interact a lot. We want this to be fun. We want you to be able to say...
You don't got to like what we say. Just
Right.
interact, and we'll interact back.
Right. Even if you want to argue with us, that's fine.
And also, we're trying to get our credentials back for the Chicago Bears just to see those bumps. And I'll say it now. I mean, I'm from here. They suck. So, so we'll see you guys next Wednesday, 9 p.m. moving forward. All right.